Alright guys, so a lot of you watched my video wrapping up season 4 of the 100. It's been my most successful YouTube video since I started this. I haven't been doing it that long. But I've learned some new information since I made that video, and I realized some stuff that I missed and forgotten. I just want to keep my viewers happy with the best and freshest information. So let's dive into it. First off, I have found out that Echo is going to be becoming a permanent cast member. So I think it's pretty safe to assume the guys are going to make it back from the Ark. And I do have a theory what form this is going to take. And it's different than my original theory, but I think it's going to work out pretty good here. So we know the Elijah Corporation is what it says on the side of the ship. Cell Block B, Gagarin prisoner transport. That was the first Russian in space, so it's kind of a nice little Easter egg. But anyway, the mining company now. We found out that Becca first developed what we know as Nightblood for the Elijah's mining company to protect prisoners who are going into hypersleep against space radiation. So presumably they were going pretty far out, maybe even further than our own asteroid belt if they were going into a state of hibernation. Possibly out of our solar system, but I'm not sure. But we could be seeing them going maybe as far as Pluto. So somewhere out there, possibly in our own solar system or beyond, there's going to be the Elijah's Mining Corporation, a kind of a prison facility where all these prisoners were working. And it seems like a prison work detail, like we used to see, back in all the old movies and that. They used to be out, cleaning up ditches and that. So now they took it to a new level in space. So these guys are coming back to Earth now. And it seems like we've come full circle. They're probably expecting to come down to an uninhabited world, especially after Prime Fire. And it takes us right back. Season 5 is going to be more or less a reboot of the show in a way. We have the Grounders, which right now is only Clark and Maddie, because everyone in the bunker might be dead. And then we got these prisoners coming down from space to what they envision to be an uninhabited planet. But here's my theory now. I think that the gang from the Ark is going to be on that prison transport ship, but possibly and most likely not willing. I have a feeling that the prison ship is going to dock with the Ark when they realize the lights and everything are on. And they're going to find out that the inhabitants of the Ark, Bellamy and that, came from the surface of the planet, so they know the surface, they know the geography, they know where everything is down there. So I got a feeling that the prisoners are going to take the inhabitants of the Ark as their own prisoners and take them down to Earth and basically force them to be their guides and show them everything, because the prisoners on that ship I feel are going to be our antagonists. So I believe Clark and Maddie are going to have to rescue Bellamy and Raven and Echo from the prisoners aboard that ship. And there's a very good chance the prisoners aboard that ship are original inhabitants of Earth before the nuclear destruction. Just because of the hibernation technology, there's a good chance they could have, even if they were in our own solar system, they could have detected the destruction of the planet and went into cryogenic stasis to wait out until the Earth would be habitable again. And I think that's something we might see play out. But we're not going to get our answer about who's on that ship right away. The beginning of the season's obviously going to be a bunch of flashbacks in the 6 years and 7 days since the death wave and the arrival of that ship. We'll get a lot of flashbacks to Clark, how she met her new adopted daughter, Maddie, how they were able to eat and drink, all that kind of stuff, how they've been surviving when Clark found when Clark found time to give her hair a red streak. We'll get some flashbacks to the bunker. I'm really curious to see what happened there, because they've been out of contact the entire time, and they should be fairly easy to reach. So is it maybe just their communication abilities were knocked out? Maybe even part of the bunker may have collapsed when the tower came down on top of it. We could see a lot of people dead in the bunker, and it's going to be interesting to see how things play out there. I mean, we have all the different clans being forced to live in an enclosed environment with another when lots of them have been enemies for lifetimes, and now they're being forced to cohabitate. The remaining survivors of humanity's hope of future survival rests on them and getting along. So it's going to be really interesting to dive into that, and it's going to be interesting what happens on the arc. We got two couples up there already, and are we going to see a third? Bellamy probably assumes Clark is dead, so we might see a Bellamy and Raven hookup. That's an extremely possible thing to see happen. But either way, guys, we're going to get a lot of flashbacks, and it's probably going to be 3 episodes before the doors of that dropship open up and we see who's on board. What do you guys think? Do you think the inhabitants of the Ark are going to be on board that prison ship as the prisoners? That's my feeling, and my feeling is Clark's going to have to rescue her friends from the prisoners, and that's going to start a war between them. My guess is after Clark rescues her friends, they're not going to be expecting anyone to be shooting at them, so Clark's going to get them pretty easily. They're going to all end up working on digging out the bunker, and we're going to have a whole Grounders versus Sky Crew war over again. Guys, let me know what you think, and let me know, like, what do you think about this? Is this a twist that you can get behind? Can you get behind a complete reboot of redoing pretty much season 1 over again, but with a different flavor? I think that the Gigarian prison transport is coming from somewhere in the asteroid belt or even beyond. It's going to be interesting to see, and I hope we get to see some flashbacks from their perspective too. Like right after the doors open, whoever walks out, I hope we get some flashbacks to what happened to these guys from the first nuclear war till now. Just a bit of that storyline to fill in our gaps. Guys, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for checking out my content. Remember to hit that notification button to stay up to date with my newest content. And let me know if you want to hear anything else.